I think the setting for this chair here at the University of Maryland is really ideal because it really is a microcosm of the world. We really have a laboratory for identifying issues and then bringing groups together to resolve in a harmonious way. That's what this chair and the program is able to do, and that should make all of us at the University of Maryland very, very proud.
The Bahá'í Chair for World Peace was founded in 1993 as a result of a very generous endowment, and it is located in the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences at the University of Maryland. The vision of the chair is based on a document, The Promise of World Peace, a moral and ethical spiritual framework. And the message in it outlined barriers to peace and said that the way to approach these problems is to get people to agree upon the principles first. The foundation, really, there is one common humanity that is interconnected like a spider web. From that premise, you then begin to tackle the problems. It's a three-pronged program. It educates, it conducts research, and it publishes. We hold lectures, symposia, conferences, with the aim of foremost educating our students on campus about these issues. We also invite faculty, staff, and the public. Everyone is welcome to attend these.
The unique part about the Bahá'í Chair for World Peace is that Dr. Mahmoudi brings together faculty members from all walks of life.
They speak all from different perspectives, so you gain a better understanding of the issues around the world and what steps we can take.
They join ideas. I think that makes them better scholars, and the benefit is to our students.
Right now, we have 5 series. They include structural racism and the root causes of prejudice.
Race ideas are a fundamental prop for the ideology of human oppression.
The great wound in America is the wound of race. And so the paradox is precisely as we seem to be moving toward an age of equality, we have this historical legacy which refuses to recede into the background.
We've been able to bring in some of the top race scholars, social scientists, humanists across the United States and internationally to come to the University of Maryland and speak.
I see education as the vehicle for ameliorating the enormous amount of inequality that besieges our global community.
The empowerment of women and peace.
For heaven's sake, can women get an invitation and recognition from the start? Mediators, especially international mediators, just don't see women. Literally, they can't see them.
Women have major contributions to make to this world, and their equality is paramount, so that they're represented in all the arenas of the world. An examination of human nature, in other words, as human beings, how do we understand ourselves better? Globalization and governance. What should governments, leaders, policy be thinking about in relation to this rapidly changing world?
Throughout the 20th century, there has been, I would say, this tension between whether we want some supranational governance structures or we create a democratic structure in which every country has a vote.
Our last series has to do with the environment.
We're looking at environmental refugees, food shortages, and our water supplies are affected.
How do we ensure that the environment survives, and that we survive with it? These principles provide a plan of action that supports and advances the goal for peace. It is a holistic, non-exclusive, integrative approach to peace that links together the social, material, and spiritual progress of society. We want the audience to feel welcomed. We want to make sure that the topics we discuss don't alienate but talk about the reality, again, the scientific basis of knowledge, of what is really happening.
We actually share far more in common with regard to our beliefs than we have in difference.
Unless the world can learn to cooperate, it's impossible to eliminate some of these major issues and problems.
One of the things that has been encouraging over the last century has been the development of movements of people who have been historically subordinated and oppressed. I believe we are at a place where the will of the vast majority of the world's people is now going to be heard. This allows people of good faith and goodwill to recognize areas in which they themselves can contribute to the bettering of our world.
The other aspect of the program is courses. I teach an honors seminar, The Problem of Prejudice. We come to the classroom, a very diverse classroom of students who really are a wonderful representation of the world, to discuss these major issues in order to understand that if it seems abstract, this concept of peace, that, oh, well, it's the rest of the world, it has nothing to do with me, I'm comfortable where I am. We have problems right here in our communities, on our campus, and that we actually learn from each other what the problems are, what this other person is suffering from because of sexism or because of racism or because of some other prejudice. And in this way, we hope that we all raise our consciousness.
I think this class is probably the most important class to offer in universities because it creates such awareness and really starts conversations that otherwise wouldn't be started.
I'm also personally very interested in issues of social justice, and I thought it'd be a great way to have open discussion with other people who are similarly interested because it's very hard to find people who are just willing to talk about these sorts of issues.
The Bahá'í Chair for World Peace has been very empowering for me, very eye-opening. It's made me want to challenge myself more as a human and as a student.
The chair does a really good job of taking these big ideas and really keying in on the solutions, like how we can do this.
The Bahá'í Chair is the only thing that's keeping me hopeful because I can just sit down in a lecture, listen to a whole nother walk of life in general, and try to learn from that as best as possible. Thinking, how does that impact me? How can I instill change? And hopefully inspire others.
These students are going to be the leaders. They're going to be in places where they can make changes.
The Bahá'í Chair for World Peace has tremendous value, particularly in these troubling times. I really wish more universities were endowed with such institutes.
This multifaceted approach that Dr. Mahmoudi is taking makes the Bahá'í Chair unique. If you can create a dialogue that allows people to get to that place, creative solutions will come about.
The vision of world peace is one to which we should aspire. The hope is that we can act on the basis of what we know to be highest. And my worry is that if the world falls apart, that we're going to completely give up on world peace altogether. And for that reason, forums like this, in which we are reminded of what is highest and given some reason to believe that it's possible to achieve it, these things are very important.
The moral arc of history bends towards justice, but it only bends if we pull really hard. And that's something the Bahá'í Chair of World Peace understands. Our goals towards justice and equity are best achieved together rather than apart.
The Bahá'í Chair wants to promote not only knowledge, but new ideas, how to make this world a better place for everyone, for every single human being.